Okay, so I was at H Mart and I saw this really great looking pork. I mean, look at that. Layers of meat, layers of fat. And I was thinking, what am I going to do with it? Then it hit me. I think I'm going to do some twice cooked pork. Now, the first step of cooking it is we're going to boil it. I've got some water heating up, and in this water, I've got a couple slices of ginger that have been in there since we've been heating the water up. And it just kind of flavors the water a little bit, kind of helps cover the smell a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this pork in there. We're going to blanch it. We're going to put the pork in there, and we're going to let it cook for about 20 minutes. And it's just going to be lightly boiling. You don't have to get carried away or anything. Just going to let it go, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so we're at the 20-minute mark. What we're going to do, we're going to turn this off. We're going to pull our pork out, and what we're going to do is we're going to let our pork cool down. And you want it to cool down completely. If you put it in some ice water, it'll cool down a lot faster, and that would be another reason for cutting these in half, because then it'd be a lot easier to dunk these in some ice water. And what I'm going to do is I'll be back in a little bit after these things cool down. I'm going to put them in the refrigerator probably for 2-3 hours. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so our pork is almost cooled off, so we're going to go ahead and make our sauce. I've already got my veggies cut up. Now for this sauce, I'm going to be using this broad bean paste. This is kind of a spicy mixture. It's got some fermentation going on, spicy, a lot of things are happening there. That is really good stuff. I've got 2 tablespoons of that. I have 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I've got 1 tablespoon, wait a second, I have 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of the Chinese rice wine, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to mix that up here in a minute off camera. And I'm going to show you what I have for veggies. Basically, I've just got some red bell pepper. You can use pretty much any kind of pepper you want, red pepper, green pepper. You don't even have to. I'm really using it for color and a texture contrast. I've got a whole bunch of green onion that I've cut up, and I've separated the white from the green. And I have about a teaspoon of ginger that I've diced up. And anyway, I'll be back with you here in just a minute to cut this pork up. Okay, so I've got one of our pieces of pork here. We're going to cut it in half. What we're going to do, we're going to slice this devil. We're not going real thin, because this is already partially cooked, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be crisping this up. This fat's partially rendered down. It's not completely, but anyway, what we're doing, we're cutting this into nice big hunks like this, about that thick, about a 1/4 inch or so. Okay, the wok is starting to get hot, so what we're going to do, we're going to put a little peanut oil in here. We're not going to put too much because the pork is going to cook out some fat. Or it should anyway. We're just going to coat the pan real good. Now we're going to cook our pork in batches. We're going to do 2 batches. We're not going to try to cook it all at one time. That is one of the biggest mistakes people do whenever they're cooking with a wok. They put too much stuff in the wok at one time. I'm going to do about half of this. Now if this was raw pork, I would have to break this up into about 3 or 4 different batches. Because it's partially cooked, it shouldn't be too bad, and all we're going to do is be putting a little color on it. So it's not going to be staying in here very long anyway. Alright, see how we're getting some color on this pork? We're going to go ahead and take this batch out. Oops, we got one trying to get away. See how I got all the fat down in there? That'll be good for starting this next batch. Okay, so we got some color here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this pork out. Then after we get this pork out, we're going to pour off most of this oil because I don't need it for this. Save that later for making some tortillas or something. Maybe some refried beans. Come on, get out of there. There we go. Get you out. Pour off a bunch of this oil. Be careful not to pour it on yourself. There we go. We're going to put our ginger in here. White part of our green onion. Our red bell pepper. Okay. And put our sauce in here. Stir. Oh yeah, well, that smells good. We're going to turn our pork back to there, to the water. And give this a mix. Oh, that smells incredible. Time for our green onion to go in. Our sauce is thickening up. Everything's looking good, really good. Make sure you get a porn shot of that on the camera. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna plate this up and serve it. Okay, so how's it taste? That's all that we really care about, right? And we want some flavor here. Let's get a piece of this green onion, piece of pork. Yeah, that's nice. Got some flavor, some heat, some bounce. It's balanced out. Yeah, y'all should try this.
Hey, I'm Jax, and welcome to the Grill Iron. Join us as we drop in on the tastiest tailgates you could ever sink your teeth into. Our cross-country food adventure looks deep into a slow food revolution. We draft the best culinary trailblazers to step into our taste-made kitchen at the Hyundai Fieldhouse and redefine the art of tailgating. While the teams fight it out on the gridiron, our chefs turn up the heat on the Grill Iron.